Hey everyone, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. I got a fire lay for you guys today, and it is my favorite, and it's super fast, super easy. In fact, I have never seen a fire lay that's faster or easier. And I have a large library of survival books, and I've looked through those books numerous times, and I've looked at all the fire lays, and I've tried them out, from the teepee to the log cabin and so forth, different ways to start a fire. But what's interesting is my favorite way of doing this, and again, I think this is the simplest and easiest way to do a fire lay, is not in any of the books in my survival library. So if you haven't seen this, I think you're in for a treat because this is awesome. So let me get around here in front of the camera. I got a little area here cleared out. I'm going to make about 3 different fires in it. So I got a shovel with me. We'll get one going, move it out, and do another one and another one. So I can show you a couple different ways to use this lay, but it's awesome. You're gonna like this. Okay. All right. Super simple, super fast, super easy to do this fire lay. Are you ready? Here we go. Done. That's it. Your fire lay is done. You want to see it again in slow motion? All right, here we go. For your fire lay, you get, as always, you got to get your materials. It just doesn't magically appear. So I just went over to a tree and broke off a whole bunch of dead limbs and put the finer stuff in a pile right here. And then I just grabbed 2 pieces of wood off the forest floor. It doesn't matter if it's green, it doesn't matter if it's rotten, just 2 pieces off the forest floor. Set those down here. Set these across, and you're done. That's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the books and you've seen the videos, and like I went to a couple different survival schools, and the one school I went to, I remember they had everybody out there for like 30 minutes building a teepee, carefully stacking your limbs around and around and around, and after half an hour, you finally got your fire lay done. What did that take? 2 seconds max. Boom, boom, boom. We're done. We're ready to light. So basically, when you're doing this, what you've created here is airflow. Now, I have everything open so that you can see it on camera, but ideally for me, I would have, if nothing else, at least a couple rocks on one side to reflect heat back at me if I was trying to get warmth, or to just protect, like right now as summer approaches and things start drying out, I'm going to have a fire ring with rocks around this. I've got one actually built right down at my camp, but I wanted this open so that you guys can see. Again, I got my shovel right here. I got a whole bunch of wet dirt right here, so I can put this out as we go. So let's do one. Again, 2 logs down, or two dead pieces of wood off the forest floor down, a handful of dead dry twigs laid on top. I'm done. We'll do the first one, just cotton ball and Vaseline. So let's think emergency fire. I'm out here and for whatever reason, I need to fire immediately. I broke a handful of dead limbs off. I found 2 sticks on the forest floor. I pulled a cotton ball out of my pocket. So in just a few seconds, we're gonna have an emergency fire, and we're not wasting any time building teepees and building log cabins and anything else. We're just getting things done. And put that up underneath there. And as you guys can see, the wind, the little breeze that's blowing underneath is going to cause that to just start burning right up through. And then what you'll ideally, so as I grabbed those branches, I grabbed them as long as I could. I broke them off into sections. I put my first section on here. As soon as the flames come up through the first section, okay, they're starting to come up through there now. As soon as the flames come up through the first section, I take another handful and I put it on the opposite direction. As soon as the flames come up through that, I will again put another handful on the opposite direction. And just keep going. Do another one this way and another one this way. Pretty soon I've got it this tall, and now I'm just going to throw some big stuff on top of that, and I have fire. And these two sticks, just kind of for a while anyway, will keep the air flowing underneath. As you can see, the air flowing underneath is making a hot, clean burn. And it's interesting because, as I said, this is the fastest and the easiest fire lay that I have ever done. 2 seconds. And I walked over to a tree and I broke a handful of limbs off. That took a minute. I grabbed 2 branches off the ground. I walked over here, broke up my limbs, and got a fire going. Bam. I'm not wasting time again building a log cabin, building teepees, fancy fire lays. This is super fast, super easy, and we'll call it down and dirty survival, cotton ball and whatnot. So I'm going to grab my shovel, put that out, and we'll do another one, and then one more after that. Okay, I put the fire out. I still got the same 2 branches. I got some other dead limbs that I picked up if these start to burn too much. But here we all go again. I took my 2 pieces of wood, threw them on the ground. I got a handful of dead stuff. There, it's sitting on top. That's it. Now this time, let's suppose I don't got a cotton ball. I got to use natural materials. Now that obviously is going to take time to get your natural materials. I've gathered up some old man's beard and some other types of lichen and moss and thrown them in here. And I found some fat wood and made a bunch of shavings. So I have a mixture of moss, old man's beard, lichen, and fat wood shavings. So for this, I've set it on a piece of bark. You can set it on top of a rock. You could set it on top of a broken branch, piece of bark or whatever, so that when I light this, I can slide it underneath, or I can just pick this up, set it down, and put this on top. So got my ferro rod again. See if you guys can see me there. You know what? I'll try to slide it in from this side so you can see better. So let me get this ignited first. I want you to be able to see. Okay. There we go. There's my natural tinder bundle going. And I've got it on top of a piece of bark. So we'll just slide that up underneath here. And the exact same thing that we just did. As soon as that flame starts coming up through there, then we would take another handful and put them across this way and across this way. I usually do about 4 or 5, get it pretty tall, flames going, and then just start tossing the big stuff on top, and we got fire. So here it comes. That's from a natural tinder bundle there of, again, old man's beard, some other dried moss and lichen that I found, and some fatwood shavings, whatever you've got. You know, could be sagebrush bark, juniper bark, whatever you make a tinder bundle out of. You just put it on a flat rock, put it on a piece of bark, or even on a flat branch, slide it up underneath, and here we are. My flames are up and they're through. It's ready for me to put another pile on this way and another pile on this way, but we're not going to do that this time. I'll show you one more way that's kind of a fun way, actually, to start your fire. So hang on, let me clear this out one more time. Okay, this is kind of a fun way to start a fire. It's also a way that you could let your kids start a fire. And in certain situations where everything is super wet underneath, you know, the ground is just soaked and muddy and wet or covered with snow, and I can't find a piece of bark or something, whatever. I got my cotton ball. This is just a cool way, but we'll turn our cotton ball inside out. Okay, got it. Some loose fibers there. And I'm going to put it on the end of a stick. So, can you see that there? Yeah, you can see that. All right. Like that. Here we go. My ball of fire. As I said, this is a fun way too to let your kids, if you're teaching them and stuff about cotton balls and fire lays and things, to let them start a fire. So here, I can, this way, I've got myself a little fireball that's going to burn for several minutes. We'll go ahead and start the fire on this side. Okay, it's burning. We'll start the fire. Oops, lost my cotton ball. We'll start the fire on this side and get it burning. So again, just kind of a cool way. But again, super simple, super easy. And there are times when you need to get a fire fast. You need to get a fire as fast as possible and as easy as possible. And if there's a faster, easier fire lay than this, I haven't seen it, but not to say that there isn't. But this thing sets up in 2 seconds. And so just like before, once everything is coming up through there, then we'll lay another bundle of sticks this way. And when the flames come up through those, here in just a minute, then we'll lay another bundle across that way. And again, the opposite way. One more. One more of those. And then I'm ready to just start tossing big stuff on. And what's nice is for quite a while, this airflow will keep going up under those two larger branches that I got laying underneath. And as I stack bigger stuff on, those branches make kind of a log cabin style. So I'm gonna put another couple here, another couple here, and it's so quick and it's so easy and it's efficient. You know, if a fire is not getting oxygen, it puts up a lot of smoke, and it takes significant time for those first flames and those first coals to get built up. And again, what's so cool about this, there's a lot of oxygen up under there. It's putting up just pure flames and almost no smoke. And there's oxygen going under these bigger ones. And when I put more across this way, a row this way, there'll be airflow, and a row this way, there'll be airflow. And so it just, within minutes, you have a very, very hot, and it's really putting out the heat, roaring fire. So there it is, guys. A tip from Ochiko Bushcraft. I didn't see this anywhere. I'm out here every single week, multiple times throughout the week, sometimes staying for days and days, practicing skills. And it was just through experimenting that, well, why not just put 2 sticks down and put my branches across them? And it's funny because, like I said, after years and years of reading survival books, going to survival schools, you know, and they're taking the time, okay, you got to build a teepee and you got to build a log cabin and so forth. Your mind kind of gets conditioned to those things, and you see the more complicated and you don't see the simple. And that's kind of what happened to me for a while, and I was building these more complicated fire lays, and then one day I was just out scratching my head. Well, why not just throw some branches across here? There's airflow. The fire should take right off. Again, Dan at Ochiko Bushcraft. I hope you guys like this. If you've never seen it or never done it, I hope that you'll get out and you'll play with it. And I would love to hear back from you if you go out and try it out and whatnot. And again, a cool addition, I think anyway, is the little fireball on a stick that you could, you know, let your kids light a fire and things like that on campouts. Take care, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell. All of those things help me out. Gas prices are getting crazy, and it's making it a little tougher to get out here as often. But every subscriber helps. Thanks, guys. Take care.